Five Park Challenge. You're nuts.
I know what you're thinking. This 5 park challenge sounds idiotic. And you're not wrong, it is. It's probably one of the worst ideas I've ever had, actually. But I'm going to do it anyway. Tomorrow it's going down 5 state parks, one day. I've got target photos that I have to make. I've picked target photos for each park. And each target is supposed to kind of get me out of my comfort zone a little bit. And maybe it's something that I've never tried to photograph before. I'm going to compile all the photos then at the end, post them on my socials. People are going to vote on them. There's going to be a scoring system. Oh, there's also bonus harder targets for each park to try to get. Some of them are way out there. But, and then maybe if I can get bonuses, we do like a multiply of the score. And I've got it up here in my head. It's going to be cool. In fact, I'll just post a graphic that shows the parks, the target photos, the bonus photos, and the scoring system. But I've got to go to bed because it's going to be a very, very long day tomorrow. But I'm excited for it, so let's do it. Good morning, everyone. We are in the car on our way to target number 1, which is Barr Lake, where the goal is to get a good, or I think as I put it, a decent bird photo. And our bonus target is a raptor, so maybe like, hopefully maybe a bald eagle. I'm not sure how active they are there in the summer. I'll be the first to admit my bird expertise is lacking severely. So I think it'll be a good exercise, though, as a photographer, to go out and try to make a good shot of something that I'm not really accustomed to getting. So, Barr Lake is done. I was here actually a little bit longer than I anticipated, but that's because the lake is so dry. It's like half empty. And so the birds are way out there. So I was in, as much as I could get with the 600. It was going to be a tough one. It was much more challenging than I was expecting. It's a cool spot, though. And also shout out to John and his girlfriend, who I didn't get her name, but it was nice meeting you guys. Time to get to the arsenal. All right. Well, Cherry Creek being closed definitely throws a wrench into the plan today. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to Castaway Canyons, because that's where I would have gone next. So I'm going to still go do that. And then I'm thinking maybe Chatfield as like a backup. Yeah, that really throws a monkey wrench into the whole thing today. But I saw on their website, it says they reach capacity frequently, and when they do, they turn people away. So that is probably what's going on. So just kind of bad luck. But, let's just go to Castaway Canyon, and then maybe we can get to Chatfield, and then on to Roxborough. So I still want to make five parks happen today. So, hey, this is what happens, you just never know. So gotta roll with the punches. So let's go to Castaway Canyon and then figure it out. Well, I'm here in Castaway Canyon, and the sun has finally gotten behind the clouds. It's been nice, but I just got my waterfall shot. Turn the camera around for you. It is down over there. So, yeah, I'm terribly out of shape. Hiking is tough. All right, I have caught my breath. I've drank a bunch of water, and I am now ready to head to park number 4, which is going to be a fill-in for Cherry Creek. We're going to go to Chatfield, and I think for just a photo target, I was thinking about what I could do there, so I'm not familiar with that park at all, so I don't know what they have. All I know is there's a big-ass lake. So I think my target photo is just going to be to get an interesting photo of the lake. So not just show up and be like, snap, all right, there's the lake, but like really try to find like an interesting perspective of the lake, and hopefully make a good photo. Bonus target photo, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not familiar. Maybe I think I should get the bonus for this one just because I'm readjusting on the fly for Cherry Creek. So anyways, that hike really wore me out. But we don't have time to dilly-dally. This has got to get going. So on the road out of Castlewood. Thanks. All right, a photograph has been made at Chatfield. I don't think it's very good, but I found it interesting because it was the Platte River that leads into Chatfield. And there was a big flood of the Platte River a long time ago. I don't know the date. But it's the whole reason that Chatfield Reservoir even was created, was flood mitigation. So I got a picture of the river going into Chatfield, and the river was the cause of Chatfield even existing. I don't know. I'm reaching, but we're done at Chatfield State Park number 4 on the day. I'll admit, here's the part where I admit I'm getting tired. It is 4:30, so I've got about 4 hours until sunset. I am going to go home, and I am going to spend some time with the pup, make sure he's doing okay, and then we will head out later for sunset at Roxborough. So we're coming to the home stretch, and now I am going to go home for a little bit. Hello. So I am on my way to Roxborough Park to try to make a sunset photo tonight, and currently we're pretty cloudy, so that can sometimes work in your favor. You know, when those clouds light up, you know, orange and pink at sunset, it looks great. But if you have too many of them, then it can make the sunset really bad. So I can't call it right now on how it's going to go. My thoughts are leaning towards the bad way, but we'll see. I've got to try to make something. Like I said, this is stop number 5 of the day. I'm exhausted, but I'm not sunburnt, so that's good. And yeah, needless to say, I will sleep good tonight. So anyways, yeah, I will probably do another little update once I get into the park and find a spot to set up. So yeah, we'll just hope that it's gonna be good. Well, the sunset, like I feared, was not the best. I think I'm probably still got a few good shots out of it, but no, the sky just, you know, lighting up orange and pink is not going to happen. I made a time lapse of it too, so I'll put that together. Let's put it at the end, but yeah, there were too many clouds over the mountains, so when the sun went down, all that light that, you know, could come from it was just blocked out. So yeah, still really awesome area up here, though. I love Roxborough Park. It's awesome. So anyways, well, that is it on the day for me. I have been in the car and in parks all day long. Like I said, I had maybe an hour break there before I came here. But I'm tired and I'm exhausted. I had a ton of fun, though. My photos, I think overall, I think a few are going to be pretty good, but overall, we'll have to see. So hopefully the ratings come in for the photos in my favor and I don't get just totally destroyed. But then again, like, I don't think the photos were that great. So but we'll see how the scores go, and we'll get a tally of the final score. And you know, it's been a crazy day and I had a ton of fun, so that's really the point. But yeah, so I guess I'm signing off for now.
All right, so thank you everyone who voted on the various places that I posted these. I actually got way more votes than I was expecting. I was expecting 2 to 3 votes, but I actually got way more than that. So thank you very much. Let's go to the scoring. The first picture was from Bar Lake. It was the Sandhill Cranes, kind of in the foreground. And as you saw in the video, I had a really hard time with this one. A, I'm not a bird photographer. And B, the lake was just so dry. I mean, it was more like Bar Pond rather than a Bar Lake. But I think overall, I like this shot. I think I did good with what I had to work with. Like I said, I really liked the lines in it. The 2 Sandhill Cranes and then the 3 ducks flying kind of right behind them, I thought was pretty cool. And the turning it black and white kind of, I think, gave it almost kind of sort of a vintagey feel. So it was like a monochrome effect, which I really liked. So actually, given with what I was working with, I'm pretty happy with this shot. So the average vote from you guys was a 3 out of 5. And if I were giving my score, I think I would agree with that. I think I would go with a 3 myself. Again, I know the original shot that I had to work with to make this, and it was a lot of cropping and a lot of contrasting, and again, I thought the monochrome effect made it kind of look pretty cool. So that is a 3 for this photo. The next shot was the bison photo at Rocky Mountain Arsenal. I chose bison photo as the challenge because I don't like photographing bison. I think they're boring. I don't think they ever do much. And in this case, they were very boring and didn't do much. I sat here for at least 45 minutes trying to make an image that I thought was interesting, and just didn't happen. You guys voted this a 2.5, so that was definitely the lowest photo of the batch. I personally would give this a 1, maybe a 0.5. I know I'm a harsh critic of myself, but again, bison just don't do much for me. And I know they're like iconic and it's Americana and it's nostalgia, but yeah, if the challenge weren't bison, I would have just driven right past them and not wasted my time. So I know it's brutal, but anyways, the third shot was from Castaway Canyon. This was the waterfall photo. That was the target, make a decent waterfall photo. And I'm actually pretty happy with the way this one turned out. I cranked the f-stop up just so I could get a little bit longer exposure to get, the water effect streaming kind of. And I liked that the water was light colored, and I think it contrasted nice with the sort of darker color moss on the rock. But it was still a really tough shot to make because it was blue skies with the sun just blaring overhead. So even cranking my f-stop up as high as I could go, I think it was f22, still was tough to make this shot with good exposure. So overall, I'm happy though with it. I like it. There hasn't been a ton of rain in Colorado this summer, so it's not the most impressive waterfall I've ever seen, but I still liked the shot overall. You guys actually liked it too and rated it a 4 out of 5. I probably would give it a 3, just on a personal level. Again, it's just not a very big waterfall, so it's hard to make that shot interesting. But thank you for the generous scores on that one. The next one was from Chatfield, which the target was to make an interesting lake photo. I drove around the lake trying to find anywhere where it wasn't jam-packed full of jet skis and speedboats, and it was just packed to the gill. There was no inch of that lake that didn't have a boat in it. So I found this little part where the Platte River leads into the lake, and I walked down this little bank and got this shot. Chatfield just isn't a good photography spot. I mean, it's a recreation spot. That's what it's for. But this was like one area I found that was like, oh, this is kind of pretty. Now, what you don't know about this photo is just to the left of this is where the paddleboard area is, and it is not very scenic. It's full of fat dudes like shotgunning beers on paddleboards. So this narrow view was about one of the only scenic parts to Chatfield, I think. And you guys rated it a 3 out of 5. Again, I think that's very generous. Personally, I don't find the photo to be that interesting. The conditions weren't great because now I did have some cloud cover, but again, it just isn't that interesting to me. I think I would rate this photo maybe a 1, maybe a 2, but you guys rated it a 3, so thank you. But yeah, I don't like this photo. And then the last shot was the make a decent sunset shot at Roxborough Park. The shot that I have, I'm pretty happy with. It's got the kind of iconic rock structure there that Roxborough is known for. And when the shot that I used, the sun actually hadn't set yet, and I started seeing that pinkish hue and tint in the clouds there, and I was like, oh, once the sun goes down, this is going to really light up. And unfortunately, it did not happen. There were too many clouds blocking that light further west from me from getting into this little like kind of canyon area where Roxborough is. If you've been to the park, you kind of know what I'm saying. So I actually ended up using this shot. So this was actually pre-sunset, but it was the only time I actually had any sort of color in the clouds. And a couple comments on Facebook had said, this would be a lot better if you brightened up the foreground. And I did. I really thought I had brightened it up enough in Lightroom. But then when it posted online, I don't know, particularly to Facebook, I don't know if that's a Facebook compression thing that really brought it back down. And so I agree 100% with the critique. The foreground did need to be brighter. And I thought I had done that, but I think some of the Facebook compression just brought it back down and didn't make it look as good as I thought it was. But anyways, the score on this one from you guys was a 4. And I think for the most part, personally agree. I might go a little bit lower. I might do a 3.5. My standards for sunsets are really high, so this one was, it was okay. I mean, I think I did good with what I had to work with, and it's so gorgeous there in Roxborough. It's hard to make a bad photo there. So I think I would go with a 3.5, but your score was a 4, so thank you for that. Now, I know what you're asking. What about all those bonus targets that you had? Well, it's an easy answer. I got 0. No bonus targets. I did give myself the bonus multiplier for Chatfield because, I had to adjust last minute and all that stuff. So I'm being generous to myself there. So the final score out of 50 is 3 from Bar Lake, 2.5 from Rocky Mountain Arsenal, 4 from Castlewood Canyon, 3 for Chatfield, but times 2 for the multiplier, so that's 6. And then Roxborough was a 4. That calculates out to 19.5 out of 50. So I don't know how that is. Is that good? Is that low? If you think about the way I set up the scoring system, in order to get anything high into like the 40s or even close to a 50, I mean, my photos would have to be pristine, and I would have had to get almost all of the bonus targets, which I set were pretty unattainable. So, like I said, this was a ton of fun. We will do another one of these. I kind of have an idea to maybe do one each season. So, like, this was the summer one. Maybe we'll do a fall one, and I don't know about the winter. Anyone who knows me knows that I hate the winter. I hate cold. But I don't know. Maybe it'd be a good reason to go out for it. But, yeah, and I think we'll change the scoring system up a little bit and some of the targets, and I've got ideas. So stay tuned for another one of these, probably maybe in like October-ish, and we'll try to do something for the fall, and we'll try to do some new parks and keep it fresh. But overall, it was awesome. I had a blast, and thank you everyone who did voting to make this project like kind of come together. So, yeah, look out for the next one. Thanks again.